Alright, welcome back everybody. Just made another video where I have my TV in the background, so let's see if I can somehow get away without copyright infringement during these videos. I don't know. I don't believe so. We'll see. I tried to edit them well enough to where they allow me to play these, but I just wanted to go through again because I'm just gonna try the video clips as well, because the other ones were very like stills of these things, so it's a little bit harder for you guys to fully visualize, I feel like. But I just want you guys to just please consider the fact that this is not the tactics and the manager. Just consider it. Just let it just let that just get into the brain and just be like, let's just give this a chance. Just watch and give me a chance. Give me a chance to show a couple of things and see if maybe you can, maybe it says to you, well, maybe it really isn't just the manager's fault. Because I'm not saying that Ruben Amorim is perfect. I'm also not saying that he has no faults, let's say. But I just cannot continue to just see this continuous stuff about it just being his fault, because it's just so wrong for us to continue to do this. I just want you guys to understand that there's players here that have been here through 4 managers that are still here and that are major players, and I have been major players for all 4 of those managers. I just want you to understand that. I want you to understand that 4 managers have had to play with this group of players, and they're still here, and managers have continued to go. Luke Shaw, Harry Maguire, Bruno Fernandes, Diogo Dalot. All 4 of those players have continued to be here through all these managers, and for some reason, it continues to be the manager's fault. It's the manager's fault. It's the manager's fault. Ruben Amorim, his system and tactics are awful. They're awful, right? It's the fault of those tactics that they're not scoring and that they're giving up goals. Well, is that true? Well, let's take a quick look at the first goal against Brentford, the last game where everybody is now done with Amorim and now done with the system and now blah blah blah. Okay, let's take a quick look. This is the 5th, 6th minute. If you go back and watch the game, we were playing okay. Even the commentator said that we were playing fine. And here we go. You get Ugarte, perfect. This is system stuff right here. My guy is open. Cool. All right, now we are on a break. Right? We are on a break. And we are going to pause this right here. So we sit here and this man has plenty of space. Right? That's nice. He has one option out wide. He's going to have one that takes this player right here away, and Sesko, who makes a great run here because he is self-aware enough to know that this man right here has 2 trailing players behind. This is something the system caused. This was not player caused. This was system. This man was back here because that's where the system tells him to be. And now we play this, and as you continue, okay, you see this guy is making sure this person, he's making sure with his arm that this person is aware of Mbuomo. Sure, he's trying to play him, obviously, and this man should be dribbling at him because you want this guy to commit. You really want this man here to commit. You want him to do this because then this space here is wide open. You want him to do that, bro. That's why he continues to kind of just stay in this spot waiting and waiting, because you cannot leave this spot as a player, bro, because you just leave too much space open. That pass here into that space would be easy. So you let the play continue. And he's still back. He's not stepping up. He's waiting for him now. He starts to wait because he's like, okay, now he's getting close to my goal. So he's starting to do what he has to do. And at this point right here, this guy gets scared. He does not know what to do in these situations. I have seen at least 3 to 4 situations in the Amarim and under Amarim where he gets all of this space and starts leading counters like this and just makes horrendous mistakes, like passes that go way out here that are just like bad passes, like just horrendous, just like he just does things that are just not. He does not do anything smart, bro. He just doesn't. Because, bro, Cunha still has a nice gap on this guy. So if he just keeps dribbling and this guy finally steps up, he's going to have to cover. And this space in here is going to be so open, dude. Sesko is making this run. He's dragging this. Sesko's making this run. He's dragging this guy with him. So that this man has all of this space out here open, bro. This is great fucking play by our new players. It's smart play. He's staying out wide so that he's an option. He's making the run to drag the defender. And then this guy's wide open, bro. This is beautiful. This right here is what the tactics are trying to do. This is it. Just go back to Sporting. They score goals like this all the time. But Diogo Dalot plays a pass that is right there. Why do you pass the ball like that? Why are you putting yourself in a situation when your body is making a pass across itself? You're like making a across your body pass this way, which is not ideal, bro. You're gonna cause the ball to like be almost half chopped. If you've played footy and you know that people are like making a run over your shoulder and you just chop it because they're overlapping you and you chop it so that it's in their way, you know, sometimes the ball stays behind them because you're not facing that direction. You have to time that extremely well most of the time. That's why this shit is a horrendous like mistake, bro. It's just a dumb way to pass this ball, because now this ball is gonna come in like this instead of being like this into this space. So now it's just like the ball comes to like here super slow into like right this area. The ball, I think the ball, no, hold on. So the ball's going to end up right here from there. So it's like literally like a diagonal to like right there. And you guys blame the manager. Oh, this is the manager's tactics and we're not scoring because of him. Like, look at how much space he had, and he has to slow down and come back to try to get the ball before this guy, who honestly does catch him. I think he fouls him, but like whatever. It's just, it could be considered soft. So I'm okay, I guess, with him not doing that. But now he's coming in here when he should be. This ball should be like going in here with him running into goal, bro. But it's the manager's fault. Nah, it's definitely definitely the manager's fault. It's the manager's fault that this happens, yeah. And then see, look right here. He comes through the back of him. He doesn't touch the ball. And then from this instance, they score, bro. Like, how? How is that tactical? How is that a manager's fault? That they literally don't even make one pass after the ball is lost by our team. And they score from one long ball, bro. Why? Because of fucking Harry Maguire. If you pause that right there, why is Harry Maguire that deep into our like side of the field by himself? You guys are telling me that the manager told this doofus to fucking sit here like this when the rest of his team is up. Luke is on their side of the field. This guy's on their side of the field. Everybody but him is on their side of the field. And he didn't even start here. He was up here. And he hasn't even kicked the ball. So he decided to go back and then push up by himself. This player, you'll see, because I'm going to show you, doesn't look at Maguire once he starts his run. And his run is never inside of their half, I mean. So he would have been offsides. So I let it play. But whatever. You see him stepping late, like being the only player in our side of the field. And you're like, okay, wow, like you're telling me that That's like the tactics, bro. Like, you're telling me that that's the tactics, my dude? I just don't understand it. I don't understand how you can say that this is the tactics. And before you try to tell me, oh, well, why is he playing Harry Maguire then? Well, he has to play Harry Maguire because this team had a throw-in from 30 yards in that was landing inside of our 6. We needed a big body in there. But I'll pause it again right here. This guy is in our side of their forward is on our side of the field. He's offside. He does not at any point, look at Harry Maguire from here on. This man is clearly staring at this guy looking to make this pass. Why does he not just step up, bro, into their half, and this guy goes offside? Because I will let this play for a half of a second, and you'll see that this man never turns his head around to look at where Harry Maguire is to make sure he's onside. All he's doing is making a run in here because he knows that that's their game plan. Amarim said it after the fucking game, bro, that was their game plan. That they knew that this was gonna happen. That's where the managerial stuff happens, bro. But this is where the individual fucking brilliance of these players comes into play, bro. And I don't mean brilliance in the positive way. I mean it in a completely opposite way. Right here, bro, Harry Maguire could be stepping up, and this guy would be easily offsides. But he decides to start running backwards for some reason and like go with him while he's all in our half of play, and he's the only one in our half. That makes sense. At this point, bro, if you want to start doing this, then you have to go. You cannot. Now you have to commit. You have to commit at this point right there to go with that player. You're committing because you started going backwards into our half. Just commit, because it's just horrendous play, bro. This guy never turns his head to look to see if he's keeping him onside. Never. He just sees that they win the ball, turns, and just literally starts making a run. And then Maguire just goes backwards, tries to step up at the last minute, and leaves the guy onside. But that's a manager's fault. That's a manager tactically telling a player to forget every single fundamental that every manager has ever mentioned in the history of the sport, which is that to just step up and leave the person offside, because if they're in our half, they're offside. It's just fundamental. That's what you're literally taught when you're a little kid, that if they're in your half of the field, they're offside. This is stuff that you learn, bro. I just don't understand how this is. You can tell me that my manager told him to do that and act like that. There's no way. Because every other player on our team is in their half, and he had a chance to literally just step into their half and let him just make the run, bro. Because at that point, once he starts once he tilts his body a little bit and he starts to run, he's not gonna be able to go back and tilt it and get back on side and go. And if he does, you have enough time to get back, because now he's not full sprint while you're trying to catch up. It's super simple shit, bro. I just don't understand. Even here, because the commentators literally saw it right after it happened. They mentioned that my boy here could have just let this ball go. Because you're going to see the ball comes from here and it's going to get crossed, and it would have come across here. Right? That's what the cross would have been. And what I'm trying to get people to see is that you have to be aware. I'm going to start having to find clips of other people doing it on better teams, so that maybe people can understand what I'm talking about, bro. Because it just feels like you guys don't care or are unaware or just whatever. But that ball could be coming across that and nobody's there, because this guy is going to be right here by the point that he gets there. This guy isn't going to be here. There's nobody going to be in this area right here to finish that cross. But whatever. I don't want to blame Bayern, even though honestly at this point, right, this guy hasn't taken another touch from this spot right here till this. So he takes this bad of a touch, right? And he doesn't touch the ball again until here. Okay? That's how long that is, right? That's a solid distance. And honestly, in that point, once you as a player, because Bayern, you'll see right at the end of the clip, he's moving from he makes this little bit of a movement to go that way, right? While you're making that little movement, your head should like just, you have enough time from when this touch is taken, from here, and the cross happens here, to just look here to be aware of what's happening, where the danger is, where the players are coming from. Because if you do that as a keeper, you know where to try to parry this ball or what to do with this cross. You have an understanding of where the danger is gonna be. This guy's making this run. If he just 1 point just looks this way and sees that this player is here, and maybe had looked while this ball was here at the whole field and noticed that there was nobody over here, because it's just self-aware. It's awareness of like everything, of danger, of where a goal could come from, of where a player is, like where he's gonna try to cross the ball because of where his players are. Because this cross, at that point, if he's making this run, you can parry it back this way, you can let it go, you can parry it out that way, pretty much. Not even, because this guy's coming in, he probably still gets there. So you either let it go or you're parrying it back this way, because this guy's going to end up here and this guy's here. So nobody on their team would be in this area. But he parries it right into the most dangerous fucking place in football. The middle of the fucking goal, where everybody's trying to be. But those things are managerial problems. I get it. You guys just want him to throw in a 23-year-old goalkeeper that just got here, not even had preseason to play with the team, and just throw him into the Lions. I get it. But yeah, boom, cross. Actually, let's just stop it right there. Nice little. You see where he finally touches the ball, bro. If Bayern lets this ball go, nobody's getting here, bro. Not one single person is getting to that ball. This guy is not. This guy's not. Diogo is. But he's not aware. There's no awareness. Not at all. Like I said before, he can parry the ball back this way. Because this guy's this way. This guy's going to end up over here. You can parry it over here. Because you're not in immediate danger after that. But he parries it, right into the middle of the field. Right into, like, yo, guys, I know somebody's making a run down the middle here. But it starts even before that. Because right here. So right here, look. Right here. Let's stop this shit right here, just period. Bayern at this point sees that this ball, is coming, right? That's fine. At this point, he can start running backwards, right? Start going back towards our goal, while also scanning what is happening and everywhere else on the field, right? That's if you play football and you're not constantly looking around to see where people are, where your players are, how to attack and do all that, and be aware of where you might get tackled from, where all of that, then you are not playing football, and that's why you're not at the highest level, because you have to be aware. That's most of football. But okay, right here he should be trying to scan as this ball's in the air, because this ball's in the air for like three seconds. Here somehow this is all tactical. Somehow long balls is tactic stuff. This is two players versus one, and how are you already beat, Dalot? How have you already been beat when this ball has just barely been kicked? How have you already been beat? Instead of just trying to get back on defense, he starts looping in and trying to, cover for whatever reason. Instead of just running back and trying to defend, he starts trying to loop around and come back this way. Okay, that's tactical stuff, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure that Amram's like, no, bro, don't defend your player. No, just run away. Yeah, tactics. Cool. All right. Here, this guy should know that this is something where he needs to cover. This man is being covered by Dalot, and this man is being covered by Dalot. So you are the lone person who's the cover of those players. That's something that you should know. So we let the play go. Dalot, this is one of the worst plays I've seen Dalot make, and he usually is not this bad. But he stops looking at the ball, because I personally think he was probably expecting this guy, because the ball's in the air so long, to come here and just head the ball. But this man will not leave this line, bro. In this whole play, this man does not understand cover. I don't think he. I would have to talk to him like in real life and ask him why the fuck is he doing this shit, because now Dalot has given up on any of this for whatever reason, bro, because this guy ends up like being almost standstill in this part. So if he just continues to come this way, he's there to defend. So I don't understand why he left. But okay, he's I guess trying to cover his defenders. Now Dalot sees that he's not coming to do anything and tries to turn and look at the ball. He's beat. Now, this is not tactical, bro. There's no place in the world, there's not one manager in the world that is telling his players to do this. If our manager, if Amarin was telling his players to do this, bro, Sporting wouldn't have been 11-0 in Portuguese League or top of the UCL by the time that he left and had won 2 league trophies. This is not tactical, bro. This is 2 guys that don't understand how to play football and have been here for 4 managers and have lost everything, have just continued to lose and play bad, but are still here. At this point, this man right here, like at least having to know that Dalot is there at some point. Like you can't tell me that this guy Dalot is next to him and he doesn't know. Has to start like shading this way, bro. He has to start now shading at least this way. Like he doesn't have to like go right away, but he has to start shading, because this guy doesn't touch the ball again until here, bro. And this man, if he was here, this is a much shorter distance to cover than this. Do you see how much longer if he's here instead of where he is, right? Because once he takes the touch, he's going to be here, right? He's going to be here. So he should have been right here. This from here is shorter than here. And he's not fast. Like his first 3, 4, 5, 6 steps are not fast. He needs a good amount to get going. So he doesn't shade. He's not covering his player. And now this guy takes this bad of a touch, and he has no speed to get there to freaking cover it, to block it. And so he still decides to go. Now he decides to go. Can we just, like, see when exactly this man decides? All right. Nope. Oh, come on, bro. Nope. I'm not going. Now I'm going. When the player is literally this far away from the ball, and you're this far away from the ball. Now you want to vacate this area, all of this, to go to try to win the ball. Now you want to. Now is the decision. Now it's the time when you decide. So this is the thing I'm talking about. Now you decide that you want to go and try to block this ball. No. It's just idiotic. That is the worst time. You picked literally the worst time to now go and try to block this, because here there's nobody in the immediate danger for this cross. Like there's no immediate danger here. So you should be at this point, because you hadn't committed from back here. You should be fading in to here, to this area right here. You should be like just falling into that area, because then now that ball might not even make it to where the fuck it makes it, bro, because you might be able to block it right here, but you decide to at the end, right at the worst fucking time, go after that ball, and then you don't get there, bro. Right? Great, fantastic. If you would have just faded like I just said. Look at where he is. He's here, and he's blocking that ball. Like, if he would have faded. Oh, well, what if this guy here tries to go towards our goal or stop the ball? Okay. And with the momentum, you think that his momentum's not going to carry him out of bounds? You think this guy, like, the momentum he is when he's having to sprint to try, look at where the momentum carries him. Actually, what am I even talking about? Look at where he is at the end of the play, bro. That's after he crossed it and stopped. So even if his momentum kept him here, look at where Dalot is. He would have just won the ball. This is the type of stuff that I'm talking about that is just so horrendous that continues to be blamed on just the manager. Like, this is not managerial problems, bro. Like, this is just not. How has he not ever looked at where people are, like where the danger is coming from, bro? This right here is a third goal against City. How is this his fault? Ball goes into Ugarte. Okay, Ugarte, you get the ball, pass it. Right here, pass it. Right? You pass this ball right now. Even if this guy who ends up taking a bad touch takes a bad touch, it's further for him to get there. He hasn't started his sprint yet. He's starting. He's like starting to start moving this way just because he sees you looking that way, but is not gonna start sprinting until you pass the ball, right? Pass it, and now you pass. So pass it, don't pass it. Don't pass this now, because now this guy is he's like, okay, he's going here, and now he's going to start to sprint to him 6 yards away, and this is a 7-yard pass, and now this guy obviously takes a bad touch because all of his touches, bro, this is my problem with these players, bro, are to the inside for some reason. He played left back, so I guess I could understand it, but you're not. Like, there have to be some instances where you take a touch this way. Like, there has to be some instances, bro. But now he wants to pass the ball. So now you see he's sprinting. He's like, okay, cool. He's going there. Pause. He should have been trying to play this ball one touch back at that point, or quick as possible. But he takes a real bad touch, and then this is the pass that he gives after. This guy doesn't even think it's for him, that it could possibly be for him. This is tactics? No, bro. This is just not tactical. You let it play. He doesn't go after the ball. And here, Maguire has to step in. Okay, he has to win a ball. Okay. If I were to ask any football player that has ever lived that's at this point 10 years or older at this point, probably. You have to know. You might know this by 10 years old, maybe 11. Where do you not pass? Where do you not kick this ball to? Like, where is the one place that you are not kicking that ball to? I'll answer it for the people that don't know. Anywhere in this direction. You don't kick this ball anywhere in this direction. You just don't. This ball could go anywhere, almost anywhere else but in here. Because you're the last man back. This ball, you cannot lose this ball. You are the last man back. This ball cannot go here. That is not tactical analysis. That is not coaching by Amram. This is just a horrendous decision. This ball has to go anywhere here. Anywhere in that area. And it's possible. I'm not asking for impossible. I'm not asking for him to like kick the ball backwards into that area. He's literally facing that way. This ball should be going there, but it literally goes right here to Bernardo Silva, bro. This is coaching, man. This is Amram's fault, bro. The awareness that our players have is on the coach, and that the same players that have been here through 4 managers are not the problem, but it's Amram. There has to be a point where we stop the bullshit with the managers. Like, there has to be a point, because Amram is a little too hard-headed, which I understand, but I understand why he wants to be how he is. We've been in a horrendously ran, like playing poor football for like 3 years, right? since Ten Hag took over, I never watched our games and was like excited watching us. It was like I fell asleep a few times watching us play under Eric Ten Hag. He's literally just trying to destroy the shit that was here and build it from the ground up. And he has to do so with players that don't fit his system. But what he's saying is that the players that I want to be here, that are going to be here, will know this system really well. So that when I bring in a few more players and I get rid of a few more of these freaking bums that are here still, then we're gonna win fucking games. And these players that have been here will know my system. So that now these other players, like, don't like have people that know the system that can help them. That is not just me. That is their own players, because that helps, bro. If you aren't teaching 11 people, 10 players how to play your system, 10 players from the get, or like you're teaching 3 out of the 10 because the other 7 know, it's easier to teach the 3 than the 10 than the whole 10, bro. Because the whole 10 you have to focus on everything, on every little piece of it. But if it's 3, those other 7 pieces know what they're doing, so you're just focusing on those 3. It's just as simple as that, bro. But you guys are like, nah, he should just focus on results, bro. We weren't looking for results when we hired him. We were looking for a rebuild. A rebuild means you get like 2 summer transfer windows to bring in players. You show that in those 2 years, you show that there's things in that system that will work. There's games where you show you improve as you go on in those 2 years. You start to get results towards the end of that second year. Then you get 3 more players in that third summer, and you are like, you have to get results starting that third season, bro. Like, you've gotten enough time to build a team, like to get rid of the players that were here that you don't want. Bring in players that you want that fit your system, and you have been able to improve in the system in those 2 years. And now that third year, because now you have all the players you need. Now you have 75% of your team that is fully ready to go, 100% knows your system. That's when I ask you, like, yeah, I demand results from you. But you're telling me that this man has had to rely on like 4 or 5 22-year-old players or younger that have never played this system to figure it out without a month and a half of preseason where you get to just practice the shit. Mid-season, where you're like, people are still looking at results for some reason and not just the other stuff. Like, oh my god, bro, we're not even 1 full year of Amarin being here and we're fucking demanding results, bro. Like, we're demanding results, and it's ridiculous, dog. He's not even been here 1 year. He's brought in 3 players that have been playing right away, and they've been here for a month and a half, 2 months. That is the biggest difference on our team. It's 3 players, bro, and those 3 players have been here for 2 months. September, August. Yeah. Really, man? Really? Bro, there's gotta be blame on these players. I get it. I'm not trying to sit here and say that Amaran is somebody who shouldn't get any fucking, like, any blame or anything like that. I'm not saying he's perfect, man. I'm just saying it's not as bad as what you guys are fucking making it out to be. On him, it's not all on him, is what I'm saying. We need to get rid of some of these players that have been here through all 4 of those managers and have had like big, like key roles during all 4 of those managers. Those players have to go before I just continue to blame another fucking manager, man.